Hey everybody, Matt Topie with moving to Arizona. I just want to talk to you guys a little bit today about a very popular topic, and that's schools. So everybody has questions about schools. A lot of people moving here with kids, and they have questions about schools. So the one unique thing that a perspective I can bring to you is that I was a teacher for 20 years, and I taught here in Arizona as well. I'm from Michigan. I taught most of my time in Michigan, but that gives me a little perspective on the districts in Michigan and then what they're like here in Arizona. I taught here for 5 years, so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about schools. So the first thing is everybody wants to find good school districts. So what I would recommend you do is you get on, it's called, you might write this down, I'll put it in the comments below, but it's azed.gov. So azed.gov. And that website, you can go on there, type in the district if you know it, or you can search different areas, what districts what, and it'll give you the rating. And schools are rated A through F. So A being the best, just like in school, right? When you get an A, that's the best, and F is the lowest. So they'll rate the districts, and you can see the boundary lines on there. You can see if the house that you're interested in is in what district and so on. So definitely go on that website, and it's a great resource. Once you go on there, then you feel free to ask us questions. I know the districts fairly well, having taught in, you hear from different teachers about how good different districts are and so on. So if you have questions, I'd love to answer them. Very passionate about education, obviously, teacher and coach for years. My wife was a school counselor, so she knows the districts well as well. We also have, our son has an IEP, so we can answer questions about that, the ins and outs of dealing with that. So, that can get, obviously that's very important. So as far as the school districts go, where I come from in Michigan, I mean, I never heard of anything different than a school district being K-12. So kindergarten through 12th grade, all the same district, it's all the same Board of Education, superintendent, all that stuff, K-12. That way everything's aligned curriculum-wise, K-12. Well, out here there are a lot of districts that are not K-12. There are some districts that are just K through 8, and then 9 through 12 will be a separate district in the same town. Okay, so for example, Buckeye. We live in Buckeye. I taught at Buckeye High School. There's 3 schools in Buckeye Union High School District. All right, that's 9 through 12. All right, the Buckeye Elementary District is a separate district. They are K through 8, separate district. So things aren't necessarily aligned. They might be a little off here or there. So, and then there's different ratings. So for example, Buckeye Union High School District, when I was there, I don't know what it's rated now, I could look it up, but when I was there, it was an A-rated school district. The elementary school, however, was not an A-rated school district. So they get different ratings based on their test scores. They have different curriculum. It's something that you need to pay attention to, because if you might love a house, but if it's, in a bad school district, that's going to affect your home value. That's going to affect your kids' education, the resale value of your house, and so on. So that's something that you really got to pay attention to. So definitely go to that website and check that out. Now, with that being said, you do usually want to live in a neighborhood where your kids go to school, but you can apply in Arizona. There's open districts. You can live in one district and go to another one. Now, you have to apply for a variance. So you have to go in and apply. They don't have to accept you. They only accept a certain amount of kids because they can only, hold a certain amount of kids in their school. So they can't just take everybody. There'd be an overcrowding issue. So there are certain districts that literally have people lined up on an open enrollment day. They'll be there at 6 in the morning when the doors open at 8 to enroll their kids and apply for a variance. So it kind of works on a first come, first serve. And of course, they look at history of the student as well and so on. So that is a possibility. You can live somewhere and go to school in another district, but then you'd have to provide your own transportation, and it can get complicated. But I'm just throwing that out there. What else I want to talk about? Oh, charter schools. So charter schools are becoming more and more popular everywhere. They're very popular here in the Phoenix area. They'll go into low performing areas, and they'll pop up a school and give families another option besides that local school. Charter schools are free. There's no tuition. It's a public school. If you're not sure what a charter school is, look it up. They usually specialize in something, whether it's a particular curriculum, or they're a STEM school, or they focus on the arts or something. They kind of, not all of them, but a lot of them do focus on that kind of thing. And then another thing I want to talk about was athletics. So, growing up, my dad was a coach. I played ball, you name it, I played it. Except for soccer, I didn't really play soccer. Actually, our high school didn't even have a soccer team in Michigan. They do now, but 20 years ago it wasn't popular. 25 years ago. Anyway, if you have questions about sports, I would recommend going to azprep365.com. azprep365.com. Type that in, look it up, search it. That will give you the history of a particular school, as far as their records go, who they play, how well they've done, championships they've won, what league they're in, who do they play, all that stuff. So sports are important to a lot of people. You have somebody that's really good at volleyball, odds are you don't want to go to school that's terrible at volleyball. People have invested a lot of time into that, and they want to go to a school that has a good program. Obviously, football's huge here. Baseball's huge here. Those two are probably, as far as boys sports go, the two most popular. Obviously, baseball's a year-round thing here. Spring training's coming up, so baseball's very popular. Football's very popular, as it is everywhere. Some other unique sports they have here, they actually have boys volleyball teams. Not every school, but most schools have boys volleyball teams, the bigger ones. Badminton, they have badminton teams. Obviously, golf is a big deal here as well. I actually coached golf for a few years. And I mean, what's not to like about this weather? Take a look where I am here. You can see I'm poolside, beautiful blue sky, pretty nice. So, schools are a big deal to families moving in, and you're from out of state, so how do you know where to go, what to do, so on. So if you got questions, post them below. Love to help about schools. Like I said, former educator, teacher for 20 years, head football coach, coached all different sports. My wife was a counselor, so we can answer any questions you have about education here in Arizona. And one last thing I do want to bring up is the school year is a little different here than most places. We have spring break coming up here pretty soon, in a couple weeks, but we are out of school in May. Memorial Day, done. Schools are done Memorial Day, okay? Then we go back the beginning of August, so keep that in mind. You're thinking about coming out here. Well, where you come from, say like in Michigan, for example, where I came from, school didn't get out until the middle of June, second week of June. So if you are thinking that school doesn't start till the end of August or the beginning of September, well, you're wrong. School starts the beginning of August out here. So you got to be thinking about getting enrolled way sooner than you might be thinking. So really, you got to be thinking about it now. So that's going to really dictate, where you find a house. So And we can filter all that stuff. We can help you find houses in particular school districts. We know all that information, and we can easily direct you to particular districts that you want to target. That was a big deal for us when we were moving from Michigan. We located A-rated districts for elementary, and then you got to think about high school too. Is that district A-rated for high school, or highly rated B? You know, you don't want to drop down too low. So we found A-rated districts, and then we found neighborhoods in those districts, and then we really filtered it down and narrowed it down that way. So we can help you with all that. Remember, realtors are free to you. Obviously, I'm a realtor. My wife, Tiffany's a realtor. We can help you with all that. It's free, totally free to you as the buyer. And you're out of state, so we're here in Arizona. We can help you all the way through. We've helped hundreds of people off this page, and we would love to help you. So comment below if you need our information. You can find it obviously on this page. Comment below with questions, other things you want to see videos about. But we're here to help, and we're looking forward to meeting you. And I hope your plans are coming together nicely. But all your real estate needs and your moving needs in general, right here, this is where you come. So have a great weekend. Love our beautiful weather here. I'll give you another shot as we leave. Beautiful blue sky. I'll be chilling here. Till next time.